Happy Wednesday morning, gang. Okay, as the plot goes on, gets thicker, here it comes. So here it is, the day after the New Hampshire primaries, and Trump won. We knew this 15 minutes after the polls closed yesterday. We've now got the majority of the votes counted, 91% in, and Trump is up by 11 and a half points. Okay? Nowhere close to the 20 I thought he was going to win by, but it's still a significant win. The funny part about all this is the spin that is being put out there. Oh, Nikki Haley did better than expected. She's really on the path to the nomination. Trump can't win. Trump got 54.6% of the vote. Nikki Haley got 43.2. In the can't win department, that kind of tells me Nikki Haley, because you're not going to win in November with 43% of the vote. You'll get your ass handed to you, basically. I mean, that would be another Walter Mondale deal. But the funny part about all this is the corruption that's in Washington. Now, you guys know me. I have no problem calling out anybody, Democrat, Independent, or Republican, who's a dirtbag. Okay? And today, we're going to call out a dirtbag who, now that this is made public, this needs to spread everywhere. And this guy needs to be put out of a job because he just told us how dirty the swamp is. Okay? Now, we can look at New Hampshire and how, I don't want to say crooked, but how misleading New Hampshire is. I mean, mind you, independents can vote in either primary, Democrat or Republican. Okay? It's a semi-open primary. Republicans can't vote in the Democrat primary. Democrats can't vote to the Republican, but independents can vote to neither one of them. Well, independent covers a lot of area. You could be a left-leaning independent, a right-leaning independent, whatever. We all know that Nikki Haley is being funded by the Democrats. There's no question there. I mean, even the guy that started LinkedIn dumped $250,000 into her campaign, even though he's a Biden supporter and a hardcore Democrat. Okay. We know these Democrat super PACs are raising money for Nikki Haley. They want Nikki Haley on the ballot because they know Biden can beat her handily. Every poll says as much. Okay. Nikki Haley can't beat Trump, and that scares the piss out of them because they know that Trump is going to mop the floor with Joe Biden. So as it stands right now, we're 2 states in. We have Iowa, we have New Hampshire, and Trump has won both of them. That's the first time that's happened, okay, in a long time. That a non-incumbent has won the first 2 primaries/caucuses. Trump managed to do it handily. Okay, I mean, saying you won by 11 points, that's significant. Okay, because you look at how close the November elections are, and they win by 2 or 3. Okay, Biden didn't have some overwhelming majority of votes on winning, right? Remember, the popular vote, Trump lost. Okay, so the fact that you pull an 11% lead in a popular vote, that's pretty big, especially in a state that more often than not votes blue. So we get into the corruption portion, and we're going to concentrate on Arizona today. Right now, you guys have heard Kari Lake's name. Kari Lake ran against Katie Hobbs to be governor in one of the most crooked state elections ever. And even though we all know Kari Lake won, Katie Hobbs is sitting in the governor's mansion. Okay? There's been countless lawsuits, countless amounts of proof put in front of the courts, the corrupt courts. that have kept Katie Hobbs as governor of Arizona. I'm sorry, do not tell me Arizona is a blue state. It is not. Okay. It is not a purple state, period. But let's take a look at what's going on. Kari Lake is now running for senator against Ruben Gallego and Kyrsten Sinema's seat. Okay. Kyrsten Sinema dropped out of the Democrat Party. She's now an independent. I don't even know if she's running for re-election, but she has no chance. Okay. The most recent polls in Arizona, okay, done by Public Policy Polling and paid for by the Replace Cinema PAC, which is a Democrat super PAC, okay, show Kari Lake winning by 1 point or Kari Lake losing by 1 point. So basically, those are the two most recent from them. So basically, that poll is a dead heat. According to America's PAC, which is a Republican-run PAC, and this one done by V Creek, which that one I've never heard of, Kari Lake is winning by 6 points. Okay, so no matter how you want to slice this, Kari Lake is in the running for this seat, right? And that scares the living crap out of Washington. Okay. A lot of talk about Kari Lake could potentially be a VP candidate for Donald Trump. I don't see that as a good move for the conservative movement because I think it's more important to retake the Arizona Senate seat than it is for her to be VP. Okay. So political strategy would say, no, Kari stays in Arizona and tries to win that one. But that's my political strategy. That's not Washington's political strategy. If you know anything about politics, you know it's all corrupt. It's all about money. Okay. Politicians could care less about you and me. All they want to do is get their hand in the cookie jar and see how rich they can get. You know, Bernie Sanders, who's never held a job, owns multiple houses. You know, the guy who preaches, you know, democratic socialism sure seems to enjoy capitalism and all the money he brings in. Okay. You know, Nancy Pelosi is the world's greatest stock picker. You know, let's take a look. It's not about doing what's right for the people. It's about stirring up people's emotions so they can get money for themselves. Joe Biden takes 10% from anything he does, right? Okay. You know, influence peddling around the world, selling secrets to China, giving money to Ukraine, whatever it is. As long as Joe gets a 10% kickback, he's good. You know, but no, he's not corrupt. So if you're familiar with the gentleman by the name of Jeff DeWitt, Jeff DeWitt is the chairman of the Arizona Republican Party. Okay. He was the state treasurer for a while. Okay. And believe it or not, he was also appointed by Trump to be the chief financial officer of NASA. Okay. Not that I ever realized that was a position that was a presidential appointee, but he was. Okay. Jeff DeWitt may be looking for a new job. He may be looking for a good lawyer, too. Okay. You want to talk about election interference? I want you to watch this video. This video is long. It's about 7 minutes or so. But I want you to listen to exactly what he said. This was put out by the Daily Mail, and this made the rounds yesterday. I had to pick my tongue up off the floor listening to this one.
Don't tell people.
They're going to try to have me murdered.
I wouldn't doubt that either. Today's world, man. If that stuff that came out last week is right about the cartel stuff, man. They say the cartel's operating in 50 states right now, like all 50. You know? So
what's going on? Who is it? What?
Forget the who. Let me just tell you the what. I just say there are people calling around saying, "Gosh, no, they can't repeat this. Never repeat this. If you say no, don't. If you say I got offered to buy out, don't use it." because then we lose our ability to get things done in the future.
Here's my problem. Rather than just say, let's work with her, she's a great candidate, because they don't own me, and it pisses me off.
Yeah, I don't know it's about ownership.
It's about control.
I don't know if it's about control. It's about being on the team. I guess that's, you know what I mean?
They want to be on the team.
They want you to be on their team.
But
Just team. You know?
But if they're pushing a globalist agenda, I can't do that. So what do they want? What do they want me to do?
You want to stay out for 2 years. But, let me tell you what I can offer you. But, I said, you can do whatever you want. It's talking head, this and that. So, the ask of me was, it's kind of funny. So, the ask I got today from back east was, this has to stay between us. Is there any companies out there or something that could just put her on the payroll and give her, to keep her out? And I said, well, what are you willing to do? Like, whatever we need to do.
This is about defeating Trump. And I think that's a bad, bad thing for our country. DeSantis is not America first. This is about the final death blow to Trump. And I don't think that's good for our country.
And you know I love Trump. I love Trump.
It's not good for our country, Jeff.
It's not. But at the same time, I'm not even sure Trump can win again. I don't know that he can win again. I think what it really comes down to for a lot of people, it's not really about like control or agenda. It's just about the ability to raise money to win. You know, if you really want to know, all of politics boils down to money. I think. That was really good. And even on their end, like what makes them the most money?
I know. All these consultants don't want their payday to end. And I don't want to make a deal with these kind of people. This is a hill worth dying on. I'm not, if they're going to steal the election to make me and our movement go away, I'm not letting them do that. I owe it to the people of Arizona.
Or
to carry their torch and their voice.
Or you don't go away, but you pause.
This is the battles right now, Jeff.
You pause. And refill your coffers.
No, the battle is right now. The battle is right now, and we don't have time to pause on this battlefield.
You're not. You can't scratch their back. It's not for you.
Yeah.
You don't have anything to offer them. And they're sitting around people that have something to offer them. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a back scratching club. That's all DC is. It's a big back scratching club. You're in no position to scratch anybody's back, and you've already made it known that if you get there, you're not going to scratch anybody's back. I don't scratch people's back. You know, I've been on the outs with a lot of people for a long time because I don't scratch backs. You know, where are we in 2 years if they steal the election again?
Listen to what you're saying. Why don't we do something about it so that we the people can pick our...
What can we do?
I'm not willing to accept that. And I'm going to be the biggest pain in these people's... Go back and tell them that. I'm running, and I'm going to be the biggest pain in their...
I'm willing to tell them that.
And they're going to have to kill me to stop me.
No, I know. Look.
You don't have to tell them that, but I don't think they will, but...
Nah, I don't think that's the way they are.
Either they come around and try to work with me, or I'm just going to...
What would that entail?
That would entail not telling... Layman's telling me, you got to distance yourself from Trump. No, you distance yourself from DeSantis.
He's all butthurt about that.
But what I'm saying is, don't tell people that. I'm with Trump, okay? I want to work for the betterment of Arizona. I'm not going to let these people back in D.C. tell me not to run.
I'm telling you not to run.
I'm not going to pause for 2 years. The battle is now. I'm offended by whoever these people are that they're trying to buy me out of.
Well, you should be honored.
But I'm offended that there's people back there who just don't give about our country.
Do you understand that? You should be honored. That means they know how powerful you are.
Well, I can tell them
if
that...
If you weren't powerful, they wouldn't want to have this conversation.
Yeah.
Right? You should be... Very few people get this.
I know. I'm pissed that they don't care more about our country. It's all about the mighty dollar to them. And that's offensive.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
They want to get Trump so bad. They want him out so bad.
It's not about Trump. This isn't about Trump. It's about you. It's not about Trump.
I'm good.
It's about you. Not about Trump. Some people that are in on this. I know.
Listen, I can win. Why don't you go back and tell them that I can win, and why don't they get behind me?
I see these things through a different lens. It's very personal to you. This was you. This was your name on the ballot, and I get that. And it's a very personal thing.
Well, I have a appointment coming up, and I have to work on my book.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not good. I appreciate their concern.
Just to say, is there a number at which
I can be bought?
not be bought?
That's what it's about.
You can take a pause for a couple of years.
No.
And then go right back to what you're doing.
No. 10 million, 20 million, 30, no. A billion, no. This is not about money. This is about our country. I think it's disturbing that they would even, that anybody would think this is...
No, to be fair, even me, I'll say this. I want a fresh face right now. For the reason that I've never seen anyone, I can't think of a single person in a federal race who's lost, ran in and won. I can't think of it. If you can think of it, let me know.
I'm not going to let these people who hate our country tell me not to run. You should call them and tell them to get behind me.
I mean,
I can win, and they should get behind me.
I will happily say those words.
Yeah.
Do you think my words will carry any weight? No.
Okay, well, did you think you would come in here and that I would be bought?
It's not being bought.
Yes, it is. It is being bought. No. They are trying to buy me out of running. It's actually, I mean, all right, I'm flattered. I'm offended. I'm offended for our country. We have people like this who live here.
What I think is this. Is it can give you an incredible opportunity to have a bigger voice to fight for stuff than you currently do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want to deal with people like this. These people are un-American, and I think they're unethical, and I would be absolutely immoral if I did that.
Again,
that's immoral. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror if I, you know.
It's very powerful people that are willing to, they really want someone different. They want new names, whatever it is.
So they want Jim Lehman, that's a new name?
No, actually, that's not even, that's a possibility, but they're even asking me, like,
I know, they've got all these new names, and I'm going to beat each and every one of them. Sorry, Jeff, take it back to them.
Oh.
I gotta get working.
I know.
I love you, but I gotta get working.
All right, I appreciate it.
I'm just can't believe this.
Hey, again, be honored. Instead of them just them working to beat you, they're trying to
This is about getting Trump out.
Nah,
yeah, it is.
Trump never came once.
Well, it's about getting DeSantis in. Getting DeSantis is getting Trump out.
You're reading too deep into it.
Well, let's see what happens. Maybe my case will go through. Maybe they'll do the right thing.
I hope so.
I do too. That's my first goal.
Yeah.
But they can't have me in the governor's office because then we're going to root out some of this corruption.
But again, it's like...
You know what it is? The people don't get to choose their elected officials unless they're pre-approved by the swamp. And the swamp doesn't pre-approve of me.
You need a strong party to help
I think you should go public with this and then say, hey,
no.
These people don't want to, they don't want...
And then I turn my key in my car and I just...
I don't know.
I like my car.
Tell them I'm not flattered. I'm offended that
Don't tell anybody we had this conversation.
I'm offended that they don't care about our country more.
I actually wish you'd just give me a counter offer this big. Give me a counter.
I can't be bought.
Come on.
I can't.
All right, I'll see you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Interesting, huh? That is the head of the Arizona Republican Party attempting to bribe Kari Lake to drop out of the race. Now, I'm going to give you this. We have polls here that have done. Just give you an idea where Kari Lake stands in this race. Most recent polls that have been done. The two most recent have been conducted by Public Policy Polling and supported by or paid for by the Replace Cinema PAC, a Democrat PAC. Okay. In those two polls, one of them shows Kari Lake winning, beating Ruben Gallego, the Democrat, by 1 point. The other one shows Ruben Gallego beating Kari Lake by 1 point. So basically a dead heat. All right. The other most recent poll is by America's PAC. This one is a conservative one. Okay. America's PAC is a conservative super PAC. Their poll shows that Kari Lake wins by 6 points. All right. So I don't care how you want to slice it, but Kari Lake is got a good chance of winning. Okay. It's not a lock. She's not getting killed like Nikki Haley, and she's not cruising to victory like Donald Trump. Okay. But they want to kick her out. Who? The swamp. Okay. The power brokers in Washington. As Jeff DeWitt said in there, the people on the East Coast. Hey, people that live in Arizona, do you want the people on the East Coast to pick who represents you in Washington? Probably not. Okay. So let's take a look at this. Who is Jeff DeWitt? Well, he was the state treasurer. He was appointed as the CFO for NASA by Donald Trump. Okay. Not that I even knew that was in a presidential appointee position, but yeah. And then last year he was elected the chairperson of the Arizona Republican Party. Personally, what should be happening this week, okay, this came out yesterday, thanks to the Daily Mail, of course, as you saw, there should be an immediate congressional investigation into Jeff DeWitt. For the simple reason of, if this isn't election interference, I don't know what is. This is the head of the party telling his candidate, who is, I don't want to say leading, but certainly not losing in a Senate race, how can we buy you out of this so we can put somebody else in that they can control better? Who's representing you? You vote for your senator, you vote for your representative, but no, we want somebody that the swamp approves of. Everything Kari Lake said in there was 100% true. DeWitt needs to be investigated, prosecuted, and incarcerated for election interference. Period. Okay. Yes, he's a Republican, and I'm going to say that. Okay. She also mentions in there a guy by the name of Jim Lamont. Okay. Is that who they want to run instead? Jim Lamont ran for Senate in 2022, was trying to take Mark Kelly's seat. Jim Lamont is the chairman of a solar power company, a green energy guy. Okay. In other words, somebody who will follow in lockstep with the globalist agenda, a rhino. Arizona, is that what you want? No. Kari Lake should be the governor of Arizona right now. Y'all know that. Okay? She's not. Just like Donald Trump should be the president right now. He's not. Okay. This is how bad our political system is. Now, I'm going to give you this. We're going to go back to New Hampshire yesterday real quick. And there was an exit polls done from everybody. And mind you, it was Trump won by 11 points. Okay. Wasn't a overwhelming, gee, he got 3/4 of the vote, 80% of the vote, nothing like that. But the interesting exit poll question was, what do you want the next president to do? Get this. 87% of the people in the exit polls in New Hampshire yesterday said they want the next president to come in and clean house of the swamp. Get rid of all the people there that are corrupt get rid of the politics as usual and rebuild our government as a government, for the people, of the people, by the people. If this is going on in Arizona and got caught on tape, is it going on with your senator, with your congressman, with your president? I think the question doesn't even need to be asked, but the answer needs to be investigated. Pinball out.